I'm your host, J-Man. This edition of the IWR, we're going to do our Ring of Honor Best in the World 2012 review. Before we get this underway, obviously we didn't have the preview up this week. It's a problem with schedules, just super ass busy, and we're not able to get that preview out for you. Sorry about that. But we do have the most important part, which is the review, and we're going to get it underway here. First matchup, we had the Briscoe brothers going up against the Guardians of Truth.
Yeah, the Briscoes come out here and just kind of, I don't know, Truth came out and just, I don't know, we were just stoked for this, to see who these just two dudes were, and then they just came out, and then we weren't stoked anymore.
We were no longer stoked.
We stopped being stoked. We were not. We were done. we weren't even. We didn't even.
I wasn't even half stoked, dude.
I wasn't even. This match was real short and had guys with just two masks on their face. Then they just black masks. Just you don't know who they are.
They actually had two masks on.
Two.
Truth pulled the other ones.
Yeah, they thought they were going to just reveal who they were.
Nope.
And they didn't.
Yeah, they had like matching little tights. I think they had the same tattoo on the back too.
They look like just those guys that just chop people's heads off in just medieval times.
The executioner.
Executioner.
I was
actually gonna call them head chopping people. I couldn't remember executioner.
I mean, if we look up, executioner, that's slash chopping people's heads off.
But this was pretty much nothing here. Short match. These guys weren't bad or anything. They just weren't great, and they just did nothing really important.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the point of this is. Ring of Honor.
Briscoe's getting the win over the Executioners of Truth.
Executioners of Truth.
Boom. They execute the truth. Damn it! We just owned your own damn name. Sorry. Yeah. Nothing really special here. Briscoe's getting the win over. Executioner. I like that name better.
Executioners of Truth.
Executioners because they execute the truth.
They do.
Boom.
Boom.
Hashtag.
Boom. Hashtag boom.
Hashtag boom. We'll think of some more. Next matchup, we had diehard Eddie Edwards going up against Homicide. Homicide returning to his hometown of New York City and getting a win over Eddie Edwards. Aren't we all happy about that? I'm fucking not, because it's fucking ridiculous. You have Homicide who comes in for these little, joyful little returns every once in a while at these Ring of Honor pay-per-views and only gets a win over one of your biggest stars in the company, a former world champion. I understand Homicide, a former world champion also, but not lately, and hasn't really performed to the potential, that we've seen from Homicide in the past. But, like I was telling, Ryan, and we were talking about, I feel fucking dirty when I watch a Homicide match, and that's not racist. That's just because it's Homicide. I'm dirty and just old and just so 2006, just wipe myself off.
I feel the same way.
Just getting a win over Eddie Edwards, fucking unneeded.
There was no reason for that at all, but not a bad match here. The match wasn't bad.
No,
it was an okay, solid match. They both put in some work here, and it just, like I was telling him, it was there. I thought to get the crowd, a pop. That's all I thought, and to be honest, the crowd did not give two shits about Homicide whatsoever. That pretty much did nothing. That pop pretty much took your heat and just made one of your top guys just look like a bitch for losing to a guy who wrestles for Urban Wrestling Federation now.
Watch out.
So I don't really know what the point of that was. Like I said, probably the pop for the New York crowd. Cater to the New York crowd.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
And we'll, give them what they want. But apparently,
fuck off.
They didn't want that this time. They didn't want.
Yeah, Eddie Edwards should be doing so much, better and improving on, getting wins and moving back up. But just losing to Homicide here was not the right call. Ring of Honor, you just shouldn't have been doing that. Next up, we had the hybrid fighting rules match between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah. We're not quite sure what the rules were this when we first started, talking about this, and this came on, and I expected just, an interesting, solid match here. What we got out of this was probably the best match of the night. Just a breakout moment for both guys here. The big rule that I thought, really there's not much change other than you can't really pin anybody. There's like certain disqualifications that are different, but you're allowed to actually punch your opponent in the face with a real fist.
They did that.
Not with an open fist, with a real fist. And they did indeed do that, and blood was everywhere. They both just sold it perfectly. The crowd was massively behind this match. It kept building and building and building, and it was under 15 minutes, which, you know, is interesting to see such a great match under 15 minutes in today's wrestling. We never see that anymore. But just a great match here, and it peaked at the right time. The finish was at the right spot, and, you know, the right guy went over, and just a great moment for both guys.
Yeah, exactly. Really. Once we, you know, if we look back on these guys' careers, you know, if they continue to progress in Ring of Honor and obviously become what it looks like they could become, we're going to be looking back at this match as definitely a breakout for both these guys. They looked outstanding, both of them equally. Looked outstanding in this match, and, you know, I'll remember that, you know, that transition and that back and forth that they had, where it's just you had that gradual build up in that where they just kept striking and going back and forth and slaps and chops and fucking palm thrusts and everything they did, and you just gradually started to see more and more blood and everything falling out. Adam Cole losing some teeth. I mean, it was fucking brutal, and it was outstanding. This was an absolutely great matchup. As Ryan said, the right guy got the win in this matchup. Adam Cole needed this win. He definitely looks like the one who could just come out of this, you know, this former tag team, and out of these two guys as being the absolute the shit. He looked like a fucking monster in this match. And, you know, Kyle O'Reilly got his due at the end of the night too, and doing one of the best things we've seen from Kyle O'Reilly ever. But yeah, great stuff here. Adam Cole getting the win in the hybrid fighting rules matchup. Next up, we had Unbreakable Michael Elgin going up against Fit Finlay. I was going into this match thinking I would get something that we did not get out of it. We got a lot, you know, something that you'd think with these guys you'd get the striking and the really aggressive, you know, chops and, you know, everything you get out of that. We really didn't get it. You know, you got the kind of the finesse groundwork, grappling, working on, you know, arms and legs and all this kind of stuff. And we got that for a good, you know, over 15 minutes. One thing, this really kind of dragged some ass in the middle of it. Didn't really have, you know, too outstanding of a finish. Just kind of came out of nowhere, just with the buckle bomb and then that spinning power bomb that Elgin did there, and Elgin getting the win. Thank God they didn't pull what they did in the fucking Homicide Eddie match and give fucking Finlay the win, which would have been absolutely terrible. But Elgin getting the win this matchup. All right, nothing really too special, but like I said, just dragged ass for me. Got a little hard to watch in the little portions of that, but Elgin getting the win. Yeah, definitely a solid match here, and like you said, you know, it wasn't bad, but it definitely dragged, and it was a lot of ground and pound type style. I mean, if you watched a lot of Finlay matches recently, the style he's been wrestling, the man's what, 53 or something like that. That was shocking me. He's in his early 50s. You know, he's not going to wrestle that go out there and just, you know, do all that. He's going to get on the ground and he's going to work a little bit, and you do a little bit, you know, submission and grappling style. And Elgin, you know, stood toe to toe with him, and they really didn't build towards much other than just one guy was trying to up the other, and it really didn't do much. And then at the end, they tried to hit, you know, finishers on each other, and finally hit a couple spots with the buckle bomb and obviously the spinning power bomb, and Elgin got the win. But another thing they got out of this was obviously, you know, Truth coming out and basically saying, you know, yeah, we won, blah blah blah, you won, you know, yada yada. And, you know, Elgin was shaking his hand. He was like, no, you don't shake his hand. Truth was like, don't shake his hand. And Truth, you know, Elgin did it, and Elgin's like, you know, from now on, you're not running this. I'm running this. You know, I'm Unbreakable Michael Elgin. I'll beat the shit out of you. You know, I can do that. Look at me. Yeah. So pretty much, you know, Michael Elgin, you're looking at a possible face turn here soon, which I'd be okay with. Yeah, it's all good. And Michael Elgin getting to win that matchup. That took us into intermission, and after intermission, we had an interesting segment, then eventually a match between Mike Bennett and Mike Mondo. Yeah. We just need to get straight to the point. Let's just get straight to it. I will fight you, and then I will fuck you. Take a wild guess what happened right there. I'm gonna say just Mike Mondo went ape shit. He did. Did he? He went ape. He wanted him some Maria. I can't blame him. You know. Anyway, the idea behind this was Mike Mondo was, you know, one of his dreams in wrestling was to wrestle in the Hammerstein Ballroom, and, you know, Bennett could have picked any person he wanted to face, and he didn't. He decided he didn't want to face anybody unless it was for a championship. Mondo was like, that's bullshit. I'm from New York. I hate Boston. I'll whip out my dick. I'll piss on Boston. I don't give a shit. Mondo just went apeshit and just started yelling obscenities and cussing and such, and he, you know, was basically like, you know, we don't have to wrestle, but we can fight. And he's like, Bennett, I want to fight you. And then he pointed at Maria, and he's like, and next I'm going to fuck you. Just, that's a good, I mean. Is he going for it right now? He's probably doing it right now. He's probably back there. He's probably back there just ramming it.
you know, and just Maria sold it. She was just
It's a smash bang fusion.
She was just, and then she rolled out of the ring.
Yep.
So it was intense, but not really much of a match, more of a segment. But I mean, entertaining. It was pretty entertaining. I'd say for the most part.
I'm gonna fight you, and then I'm gonna fuck you. That's what we'll get out of it.
Yeah.
Mondo getting winning that matchup. Next up, we had a 3-way elimination match for the Ring of Honor television title featuring champion Roderick Strong, Jay Lethal, and Tommaso Ciampa. So it's pretty solid stuff. A lot of pretty good triple threat work in this. I know they did an interesting spot where Lethal put Strong in a figure four, and then he had Ciampa in like a crossface. It's pretty interesting little spot there. And obviously all this kind of revolving around this interesting little storyline they're bringing up with the embassy and the House of Truth and the House of Truth trying to, or the embassy, I get it fucked up too. Just the embassy paying off the House of Truth to keep the title, or it's Ciampa away from the title. And then
Truth is paying off the embassy to keep Ciampa away from Roderick Strong's title.
That's right.
That's pretty much what they.
So he's basically there, yeah. So the embassy's like fucking over Ciampa, their own guy.
Yeah, it was elimination. They had just a goofy kind of spot where Nana rolled in the ring, rolled under Ciampa.
So they played off that the whole fucking sliding under there, and obviously Nana causing Ciampa to lose that. And then we just got to the just one of the most devastating finishes we've seen as of late.
Just butthole.
Just anal penetration. No, it was two, dude. It was knees.
It was knee. It was just a.
It's called Roderick Strong. I have no regard for your asshole, and I'm going to shove my knees in them. Sorry, Jay Lethal. Because he has no regard. I'll flip your fucking ass over.
No regard. I just want to mention just Prince Nana and just how he's in the money.
Is he? How much in the money is he?
We're in the money. We're in the money. Do 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 do.
You have no idea how fucking excited he was to do that on this video, ladies and gentlemen. Is that it?
That's it.
Should we just make like just do that? Just
a pose.
I feel like that should be on like the cover of season 3 of Full House. Like,
oh my god, I was getting ready to say the Olsen twins. Like high five.
God, we just you don't know how much we think alike. It's fucking.
I was literally getting ready to say the Olsen twins.
I know, dude. We're just like
that's the name of those dudes too. Just the dudes who were just the dudes who the mask that just was Simon Dean.
They were called the Olsens.
They were called the Olsens.
Sorry, we're going back to something we were talking about earlier.
We were trying to figure out who these guys were in the Guardians of the Truth. I don't know if you guys remember. Simon Dean had a tag team. They were like the Olsen twins or the Gemini twins or some bullshit back in like the mid 2000s. We were like, maybe it's them.
It could be, dude.
We don't know for sure.
That was one of the most random tangents we've ever gone on this show.
It is.
What fucking match were we talking about? TV title. Roderick Strong with the what did we call it? The asshole mutilation?
Asshole mutilation.
I fucking love it.
The Sandusky.
You got Sanduskized.
Sandusky.
Is that how you plural it? I don't know. 495 years in prison will plural it. There you go. Roderick Strong retaining the television championship in that matchup. Next up, we have the Ring of Honor Tag Titles line when Champion Wrestling's greatest tag team went up against the very joyful All Night Express.
Yeah, they definitely played it up real well. Like they knew they were going to win.
Did they?
I mean, is that breaking kayfabe?
Ugh.
Just everything they did just came off just like they knew they were going to win. That is one of the biggest just faults in wrestling.
Ugh.
You just not need to go out there and just show up, just like look like you're getting ready.
Just have rock hard boners, just you're ready to jizz all over yourself.
Yeah, they were just praying and they were holding hands.
Yeah.
And they were.
BJ was telling us, I think because he's all about his Twitter, telling us like Rhett Titus was there at 8 o'clock in the morning, like taking pictures of the site. They were gung ho about these titles.
Yeah. Anyway, All Night Express won the title.
Shocking.
And a pretty solid match here.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the better. Which is sad to say, one of the better wrestling's greatest tag team matches in a while. Yeah, I mean, kind of a just botchy finish, I guess, but. I mean, not a bad match, and you definitely, the build was real well, and the crowd was, all about the idea of them winning, and, just just All Night Express won.
And they got the win.
Yeah,
great to see that. I just can't stand Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team anymore. Just split them up, let Shelton do single shit. It'd work out so much better. But All Night Express getting the tag titles here. It looked really obvious once they had the Briscoes, lose the titles to Wrestling's Greatest at Border Wars, and kind of looked like as an obvious setup. They might not have wanted to have All Night, beat the Briscoes for the titles. Could possibly see that. Whatever it may be, the All Night Express, the new tag team champions, and they're fucking happy about it, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, champagne showers.
All A and X, new tag champs. Next up, we had the main event, Anything Goes match for the Ring of Honor World title between champion Kevin Steen and Davey Richards, and this was Davey Richards' last shot for the Ring of Honor World title.
Yeah, this was interesting here. Before the match, they had Kyle O'Reilly come out. I guess they felt like, or Cole felt like, or whoever felt like, that their moment was that match. Well, O'Reilly came out and basically cut a promo. We're like, what the hell is this douche coming out here doing? And we're like, what is he doing? He comes out here and he cuts quite possibly the best promo he's ever cut. Basically saying, exactly what we thought.
Yeah.
Pretty much, he pretty much pulled what I thought out of my brain as soon as he came out there.
He pulled the Eminem from 8 Mile. He shit on himself to get over.
Yeah, he shit on himself. He pretty much said, I know everyone thinks I'm
a giant bitch.
Lackey. I'm a bitch. I'm, Davey Richards' lackey. He's like, I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to stab you in your fucking eye.
Just
right in your eye.
Fucking cornea.
He's like, I'm not going to be your bitch anymore. He's like, I know to be the best in this company, I have to beat the best, and you're the best. He's like, I respect you, and I don't respect that piece of shit, Kevin Steen. And cut this promo and blah blah blah, and he used a lot of cuss words and such, and
vulgar, and left,
and got over. And I think the crowd didn't boo him, but they didn't cheer either. So I guess
they were just, what are you doing? Are you doing something positive right now, or why the fuck are you out here?
Yeah. So, but on to the match, the main event of this. A lot of great spots, a lot of good stuff here, a lot of shenanigans, and just a pretty much a brawl, a brawl. They did some good spots. Took some nasty spots, both of them together, and just almost kind of like their match from the last pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, nothing really special, but, I mean, still a good match.
Yeah, this was really solid, but it had that just sense of the entire time being really messy. Got that kind of awkward start with, Davey just kicking Steen over onto the table, and just kind of with everything with Carino and Jacobs and O'Reilly coming out at the beginning, it just had that sense of just being really messy all the way kind of around, but it was a mess that turned out to be, pretty solid stuff, in this Anything Goes kind of match. Thought it could have been a little better, but obviously, with everything going on and them having to work around everything, and Cornette and all the shit with that, and everybody knocking out the fucking refs, and then having to bring the refs back in, and it's like everything going on, and ended up with Kevin Steen getting the victory off the package pile driver, had the involvement of Jimmy Jacobs' spike. I think he did. What did Kevin Kelly say? He fucking cut his dick or chopped his fucking nuts or did something, or I don't know. He penetrated his groin or some shit. I don't know what the fuck.
Spiked him in his groin.
He spiked
his groin.
So ridiculous. Into a package pile driver, and Kevin Steen retained the title there, which then took us to a very interesting part. Which I personally enjoyed a lot because of the personal effect that it had on the audience and Kevin Steen's opinion on things. Had Kevin Steen cut a very personal and really just from the heart, it felt like, really from the heart kind of promo. Yeah. And something that was really interesting to see. He was putting over Davies, and it just kind of all revolved around him thinking, everybody are fucking hypocrites. Jim Cornette is, I am, saying how Davey's an undeserving champion. In all actuality, he's one of the hardest working, greatest guys and best wrestlers in the world today. Saying, everything about Jim Cornette, and then turning to the fans and saying, all of you are fucking hypocrites. You guys turned your back on me when I lost at Final Battle in 2010 to El Generico, and I was out of there. You guys were all singing Olay and happy about that. And really, interesting promo saying how everybody comes in there, which it was about 35% of that fucking crowd was wearing those Daniel Bryan Yes shirts. Can't blame them. I got mine yesterday. But like 35% of that fucking crowd had one on, and saying how, you come to a Ring of Honor show and you cheer for CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, and do they give a shit about this company anymore with where they are today? No. And really interesting stuff. Obviously, Kevin Steen, the guru of fucking promos in Ring of Honor. Outstanding stuff there, and just my hatred towards the undeserving New York crowd. Don't hate it as a city. Want to go there. Can't wait to go there. As far as New York, as I said, I believe it was in the Q&A, somewhere around there. They're so undeserving, and just how they don't seem like they respect anything. They just act like fucking jack-offs and just fucking goose. And, you know, Kevin Steen, you know, saying not just to the Ring of Honor fans, but to the New York City fans, just a big old fuck you.
Yeah. I love this promo here. And the realism out of it is what I got out of it, is breaking the kayfabe. Everything that everyone wants to say or you know, should say, they never do. Kevin Steen does.
Yep.
The great thing out of this was, you know, he said he was a hypocrite. He basically put over Davey Richards. He was kind of like not turning heel, and he wasn't turning face. He was just being Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
He wasn't really trying to play character or anything. He was just doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, said whatever he wanted to do, you know, and that's the way that was. And I think I just found out just what the New York crowd is. The New York crowd is just the John Cena of crowds.
Yeah.
You know, as much as Ring of Honor and other wrestling promotions want to have shows in New York because there's so many people and they're so diverse, they're at the same time they're so douchey and nobody wants to just
fucking,
you know. So the crowds are so diverse and crazy, but at the same time they have no respect.
No.
So it's kind of like, you know, it's equivalent of a John Cena or whatever.
Yeah.
And I loved how you know, he said definitely the crowd turned on, you know, Davey and
Nigel
and Tyler Black, and he's like, you're not going to turn on me because to turn on me, I'll have to fucking care. And I don't, and I hate you guys.
Genius.
And walked off. So definitely a great promo by him. And are we hypocrites?
Are we?
Are we?
Do we have to not?
Did we? I mean, we liked Kevin Steen. Well, did we like him before he was feuding with? I'm pretty sure
we say long before.
I think we liked him way before he was feuding with just Generico.
Yep.
And just have not just disliked him since.
Nope.
So, I mean, I guess we can't be that big of hypocrites, but, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Right. But definitely, I want to say of the, pay-per-views we've seen from Ring of Honor this year, probably the best one, or one of the best.
Yeah.
Overall pay-per-views out of them, and definitely a solid effort, and not gonna shut them down. You know, we were on the end of being like, wow, they better show up and do something here, and I think they did. They put on a pretty good effort here, and gave the fans pretty much what they deserve.
Yeah, this would have been a poor effort. This would have been some bad, stuff for Ring of Honor. But this was really put up or shut up time for Ring of Honor, and I think they really showed up here. And a solid effort, and a really interesting. I think they produced a solid effort, but yet they continued things to where I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in the future. With the main event scene, with what's going on there, stuff with House of Truth and Embassy, all this kind of stuff going on. So interesting stuff to see what's going to be happening in the future. And a pretty solid effort from Ring of Honor this time. And Kevin Steen, still your Ring of Honor World Champion. This will now wrap up our Ring of Honor Best in the World 2012 review. From our partner Ryan, I'm your host J-Man. Thank you for watching another edition of the Yes Wrestling Report, your source for best wrestling news, information, opinions, and so on.
This is a battle